listen. Music can make a world of difference in the life of a child, as it did in mine. To find out more about Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation and to put musical instruments in the hands of children, call toll-free 1-877 Mr. Holland. Help keep music alive in our schools.
I tell you one reason they're interested. It's by far the most valuable, important place left in the world for science. That's why the scientific...
Hey boy, she's waiting there for you. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's something that 100 men or more could ever do. I've blessed the rains down in Africa. I've blessed the rains down in Africa. I've blessed the rains down in bless the rains down in it's gonna take some time to do the things we never have.
Of the Earth that none of us has ever seen. It's flat as a board, of course. Anybody who denies that there's something wrong with them. Rueful fact. Many wheat polluted under polluted skies, but they all rise in the east, they all set in the west. And then in the daytime they do something else. They somehow do. This is the geocentric. Can draw this conclusion, but I think it's clear because think about it. We do. Not only that, what other animal? We, the moon, son of the moon. What other animals? The moon. Whereas the moon, but absolutely straightforward observational facts that every person can verify for him or herself. We also are vulnerable to this siren song, which we can call chauvinism or geocentrism or anthropocentrism. What other animal? So, knew that this was dangerous stuff. This book is for mathematicians. If you're not a mathematician, close the book. The Bible says the Earth is at the center. We all believe that. And then, as you know, Galileo of Copernicus, what other animal? But the stage had been set. I think there's a lot of evidence that we are all geocentrists about our language. Sunrise. I was up before sunrise. Sunset. It was a gorgeous sunset. But the sun isn't rising or setting. The Earth is turning. Occult the sun. Billy's gone before you're halfway through. Americans do not know the Copernican perspective gets a lot of press in the United States. I mean, there is NASA. We do. There are. We do here. Do here. And in China, you can see where there isn't a NASA and where the television programs are much less sophisticated. Still think, in their heart of hearts, that the Earth is as flat as a board, of course. And we're obviously not moving. It's an observed fact.
Is the Earth flat?
NASA doesn't give us any time to take pictures. They just assume to avoid it. And I took, when I should have been sleeping, I took about 45,000 pictures over half a year up there to take pictures of it. It's just flat and gorgeous.
And it's still tripping me out. I mean, I'm tripping balls here.
Fight back.
Nothing to fear.
Oh, with the North Pole and the South Pole and the South Pole, Pole and the South Pole, with the North Pole and the South Pole.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake,
and that
honestly.
is a universal fact. A lie is a lie, and it don't matter how many dumb sheeple believe it. And the truth is the truth, hiding right out in plain sight, and still people don't see it. Man, this shit got me heated, and I won't stop till the elite are being defeated. They keep us deceived about everything that we think, and they keep it a secret. What we're taught is not conducive with reality. Big bang, evolution, and there's gravity. I tell the truth, and then these motherfuckers laugh at me, telling me the earth is Photoshop because it has to be. Most people accept the deception happily, but what they're doing to us all is a tragedy. God created the heavens and the earth in a verse, but we're living in a galaxy.
Where's the curvature? Where?
They tell us that we can't see it because we're all too small. And now we're spinning on a cartoon ball. Space was your imagination. Fake aliens are coming, now they have you waiting. We need to do something about it. No procrastination, trying to cause the masses to awaken. That's the path I'm taking. But you can see if you check all the percentages. So many people having cognitive dissonance. But that's what happens at the loss of your innocence. Then you get involved with all of this wickedness. Stuck in the material domain of Satan, where everything in each and every day is pagan. Mandela effect, cause the game is changing. People waking up and now the cage is shaking.
The good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it.
The earth is flat, and that is a universal fact.
Where's the curvature? Where?
They tell us that we can't see it because we're all too small. And now we're spinning on a cartoon ball. Horizon means horizontal. Indoctrination is awful because you're taught the global. Ever since y'all we follow rapists and murderers, liars, thieves, and sun worshippers, saying we can't see curvature because we're all too small. And though it's never been proven, they say we're ripping and shooting. The earth is spinning and moving. Oh no, no, not at all. It's a criminal enterprise where deception intensifies. NASA's got us all living life on a cartoon ball.
Where's the curvature? Where?
They tell us that we can't see it because we're all too small. And now we're spinning on a cartoon ball.
There are a group of people that absolutely and honestly believe that the earth is flat.
My society photographer got hit in the head by a polo ball. You're all I got. Big party for an American hero. My son, the astronaut. You're all I got. Big party for an American hero. My son, the astronaut.
With hundreds of millions of dollars a day coming and going through international shell companies. And on their deathbed, the drifter will believe, oh, the tax code that applies to the Waffle House waitress equally to Warren Buffett is just something that Congress hasn't gotten around to fixing yet. Other drifters don't see any problem at all.
Thermonuclear weapons over the poles. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Will be a complicated rendezvous with a space station that is moving 17,000 miles an hour.
Around the Earth at 17,000 miles an hour. It's going more than 25 times faster than that.
Honestly. We'd have way better CGI. It was fake. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Right. And then you got 1/10 of an inch of aluminum.
Right.
And then there's some
That's important because that's your pressure layer.
That's your pressure layer. That's what keeps you alive.
Yeah, that's
and then they've machined this waffle pattern in. So you have little ridges that are left. It almost looks like a waffle. I guess that's why they call it the waffle pattern, right? And that adds
it's like
extra.
A Waffle House to space station.
Yeah.
It's the Waffle House.
O-ring. This time you're going to get stuck. 33. 33! Wait a minute. Don't choke those dice. Leave some air in there. Let them breathe. Let them breathe. 11! 11. That's a natural. 11 don't count. You get another chance. That's 3 bananas. This is 3 bananas? Yeah.
It's not okay to think that the Earth is flat.
It's not okay
to think that the Earth is flat. This is not a viable argument. I actually said this to somebody, and I couldn't believe they'd never thought of it. That, you know, with binoculars, you can see planets. You can see Saturn and Jupiter. You can see Mars with a telescope, the sun, the moon. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. So we're the one thing that is different.
So we're the one thing that is different. You know, and that actually made somebody who was more interested in actually hearing information. That actually got them to think. They're like, you're right.
You know, everything else we take a picture of is a sphere.
For ourselves and for future generations, a new world order.
A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order. An order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order.
Where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind, peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future.
You can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order. In the words of Winston Churchill, a world order in which the principles
of justice and fair play protect the weak against the strong. A world where the United Nations, freed from Cold War stalemate, is poised to fulfill the historic vision of its founders.
Because the global order is changing again. And the institutions and rules that worked so well in the post-World War II era for decades, they need to be strengthened.
The way we're going to win over the long term is not just militarily. We've got to win over hearts and minds. And what that means is we've got to invest in countries that have no educational infrastructure and have no means for young people to get ahead. We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
There's a need for a new world order, but it has different characteristics in different parts of the world.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order. Actually, create a new world order.
There's a need for a new world order. America, in this period, when really a new world order can be created, it's a great opportunity.
Dedication within our government and a new
world order. To a great national crusade to make America great again. National crusade to make America great again.
They didn't say anything to me about it. We had nothing, zero, to do with it.
Because not eat lunch in a restaurant open to the public.
I am the tax man. Tax man. Tax man.
China.
You know,
dance and I dance. Cat and a kitty cat. And I dance and I dance.
For everyone, and I mean everyone.
To get along with the people, and it's
the sheet neutralizes the charges in our laundry softener.
The lubricating substance sort of coats, for lack of a better way to put it, the fibers so that they don't rub against each other.
You can feel the substance. What does this melt in the heat?
It actually just rubs on. So when the clothes toss, this just tosses in with them and it tosses onto the clothes like butter on your popcorn.
One other little secret he told me, one I actually already knew. You use little dryer sheets on your hair in the wintertime if you have some static problems like I do.
Oh, really?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah,
Does
and then your
Patrick
hair
have a
smells like
blog?
clean breeze.
Or his own show?
Mm-hmm.
I like Patrick's idea about the aluminum ball. Who knew?
Yeah. Does he have his own show or blog, Heather?
He should, though, shouldn't he?
For sure.
A lot of
No, I
information.
know he doesn't. But I told him he should start a blog and a show.
Yeah.
And he said people come to him all the time with their laundry questions, and he loves talking about it.
Well, I'm glad you found him.
He was great.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Thank you.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. 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 It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
This is correct. This is the name of their channel. It's
Won't you grant us our liberty? We want our freedom. Give us our freedom.
Reason to question it. Believers don't think. Because they believe. Man, oh man. Once you don't believe shit anymore, you really start thinking a lot.
Blue Marble 2.0. NASA's Rob Simon made this. And it had wide appeal too. For example, it ended up as the default background on the iPhone.
I didn't even know until I bought an iPhone and turned it on and kind of did a little happy dance.
Simon's job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is. A composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
Huh. How about just take a picture with a camera? You ever thought of that?
To us, the really cool thing was the data set. Up until that point, there was no realistic color map of the globe anywhere.
So the land layer here comes from
the Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer aboard Terra.
And the tricky part here was the weather.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it's a little bit higher, it was like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between each orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
Then
there was another layer to sort of simulate the atmosphere.
And then there's this little bright spot.
It's called the specular highlight. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water.
Those are the pieces, but you can't just slap them all together.
It just didn't look realistic. It looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. So I just hit Command Z a lot.
There's artistry to creating the world.
What I imagine it to be. Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space.
Yeah, they're fucking liars. All they do is...
Yeah.
I understand you flew here from Sacramento, so were you able to confirm that the Earth is flat on that airplane?
It did look flat out of my...
Its laboratories in Washington.
You've often heard it said that
the world was flat.
Facts, the truth.
Sorry.
My message to unvaccinated Americans is this. What more is there to wait for?
Science has far outdistanced man's political and social development. But because of the mystery that surrounds science, one has a feeling that tremendous developments are in the offing which might catch us unaware.
Pressure, composition of the atmosphere, to study cosmic rays, to study the ionosphere, all the things that interest scientists.
It would stay there and travel around the Earth as one of our satellites?
Well, any satellite would be almost entirely under the influence of the Earth, and the pulls of the other planets would be so minute that they wouldn't matter. The pull of the moon would probably be more important. A smaller rocket, the middle rocket, to a high altitude, and then this one takes over, and finally the third or last rocket would have enough speed to climb into an orbit and stay there. To protect them against cosmic rays and radiation, to protect them against weightlessness, altitude, and to send back information to the ground by radio.
A program like the one we employ to build the atom bomb in order to build a rocket that would go to the moon?
As much as many of us would like to see such a program, if we do any wishful thinking, I think we should take a more gradual approach. I think we should concentrate on instrumented rockets, on learning more about the problems before we attempt any big program for, say, the exploration of the moon.
Mr. Rosen, the fact that you are a space expert leads me to a question I think I have time for. That's a question about flying.
I haven't seen Elizabeth lately.
What do you think of him now? If you formed an opinion of him from the acts, just remember that people form opinions of you from the way you act. There are lots of times at school and at home when people have different ideas about things. Sometimes it's about who make a report, or who is the greatest baseball player that ever lived.
That prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the earth is flat.
He feels that you are a reasonable person, trying to get a good answer to your differences.
That prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the earth is flat.
In class, Polly doesn't hesitate to interrupt the teacher or another student when something comes to her mind.
Is the earth flat?
Even at home, she is so eager to tell Dad what happened on the way to school this morning.
That's a crazier conspiracy than flat earth. That everything's going to shut down.
Right place. What you do not say may also be an act of courtesy.
That prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the earth is flat.
You feel. If Polly starts being more courteous, the word will get around.
These other, flat earthers will...
You're in a conspiracy. We're in the biggest conspiracy theory ever. Because a year ago, if I would have told anybody...
That prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the earth is flat.
This boy and girl coming home from school look quite content with life.
See the curvature of the earth.
You just don't. That stuff is flat.
As society in the time of the day to spring unpleasant surprises on Dad.
We use social courtesy.
Social what?
Social courtesy, Bill.
Fun at parties got to do with social courtesy. I don't have to be courteous just to check with you. Hey, say, wait a minute. Is this social courtesy what I've been doing?
It's part of social courtesy.
That stuff is flat.
Now let's see you try some more social courtesy.
So much to learn how to do.
Sure, there's a lot to learn, but it's worth it. And learning is easy. One way is by watching others.
Earth. Well, these are the verses that he used, so...
Be thoughtful. What do you think of social courtesy now?
I guess it makes being with people a lot more enjoyable for me.
Or flat. That's only in the panhandle you can get away with that statement.
Difference, didn't they?
Yes, social courtesy does make a difference, Larry.
Shaq, what are you talking about?
The earth is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Thanks.
The name of the channel is Flat Stuff Earth.
Oh, escape from space prison. Oh, scary place.
Well, Rick.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to.
Is it round or flat? Don't ask a brat. Results from a new study reveal a third of young American millennials aren't sure that the Earth is round.
National poll found that 18 to 24-year-olds are the largest group in the country who believe the Earth could be flat. It seems the older you get, the more you believe the Earth is round.
Here's what 18 to 24-year-olds said when asked, do you believe the world is round or flat? 66% have always believed the Earth is round, yippee. 9% always thought the world was round, but more recently became skeptical. 5% always thought the world was flat, but more recently had doubts. Good for them. 4% always believe the world is flat.
And apparently young millennials are behind the push. It comes as this man tried to launch himself into space on a homemade rocket to prove the theory. He just tested that rocket not long ago. I remember the day we brought this to you.
Yeah, well, when people tell the youth to fight the power, they don't mean Copernicus, right? I mean, there's some things that we can look at here and all understand that we're on the same page. But I would say that people should have a better understanding of why it is they believe what they believe. Because, for example, okay, we could all agree the Earth is round, but you ask people about climate change, and they'll just say, because the answer really is because all the smart people say so. And that should never be your baseline of why you think something is or is not true. I did not think I'd get applause for that, by the way. That was nice.
So Buck just said the Earth is flat. That is freaking me out. All right, Kat.
Encouraging skepticism about what you've been
92 minutes, as it says on the book, around and around, it says on the book, around and around, around and around, and that really starts to seep into you, the fact that we're all around and around this together.
You don't see the same shot over and over again because your orbit changes.
Yeah, our orbit stays fixed. It's sort of like a ball on a string. 92 minutes, as it says on the book, around and around, sort of like a ball on a string. So the seasons changed on the worldview.
It was
not just the narcissism, but the rest of the world, and that was really revealing to me.
Can you see, when you're in outer space, can you see like
camera does, so you can pick out the Statue of Liberty if it's lit up
and
out
how
there.
many thousands of feet, tens of thousands of feet are you?
We're about 1.3 million feet. 92 minutes, as it says on the book, around and around.
1.3 million, thank you.
About whatever, 270 miles up or something like that, depends.
Yes. America section.
What the world looks like from the air, and we crossed it thousands of times.
It's 92 minutes. That could give us just 92 minutes of what it looks like and what you could see from your eye.
We have 92 minutes, as it says on the book, around and around. Amazon also.
Would it be possible to, I mean, do we have a camera? It's 92 minutes. That could give us just 92 minutes of what it looks like.
To take pictures of it. It's just flat and gorgeous to see. Huge, vast expanse. The movie, if you want to get some feel of what it's like, that movie shows it the best.
Oh, wow.
Well, Colonel Hadfield.
So lucky.
Very exciting. I've read your stuff, and the
world is flat.
You pay attention. At the same time, there are studies from 50, 60, 70 years ago that were hidden jewels that all of a sudden now are popping up.
The world is flat, right?
At the same time, there are studies from 50, 60, 70 years ago that were hidden jewels that all of a sudden now are popping up and literally transforming what we're doing.
Years, because the world is flat.
When we were
because the world is flat.
Experiments that had, quote, been buried. I think that's a great place to start.
This is one of the coolest studies I've ever heard of. It was in the 1950s. This woman named Rhonda Ruth Lunsford published her only paper in Science, and she was actually kicked out. She took an old rat and a young rat, and she tied their skin together.
Years, because the world is flat.
It's like we feel very confident going forward, that they were literally the number three who 30,000 remains flat. But when we now that we see, I think, in a very real sense, they flattened the curve, and today,
it'll, I think, really tremendous people that do the work, smart people, great people, people that, I think, heavy, and now it's controlled. I knew it was come out of this. At a level that's asked for it, and we're sending it. So I feel good. I feel good.
The Apollo Extravehicular Mobility Unit. The system is one of several spacesuit designs being developed for the needs of...
Baby, over there, oh, honey, truth or bust. Baby, over there, come on with me, truth or bust. Baby, over there,
the hottest person out there, directly ocean, until they connect up and stay back down. Why would they do this? The airline companies make the storm stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about it. People are in love with that ball.
My new national strategy space recognized.
And I've got a secret. I realize it's a radical thing to say to somebody.
Kind of is.
It's possible that the world is flat. I realize it's a radical thing to say to somebody.
Kind of is.
I think it's true. Actually possible that the world is flat. They're flat. What is it? They yell at each other all the time.
No.
And if I were in conversation with that person, I hope I would say, world is flat. They're flat. What's to the top part? But underneath, what can change me for the better? I should always look to be changed for the better.
The need for it to kill it.
Flat.
Flatter.
World is flat.
Flatter.
World is flat.
So flat.
World is flat. Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the court. And what then is the nature of government? When it has no fear of accountability. World is flat.
Flatter. So flat. Flatter.
World is flat. Yeah.
Interesting. So empirically, I agree.
World is flat.
With that.
Yeah, that's your experience.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
And
flatter.
Now, in this, do you know about the mirror exercise?
I read about it, so
okay, so I'll explain to those who don't know.
I want to use a familiar illustration to show in what way we ignore. Identify with the cup. When you look at the two faces, you identify with the profile. So in the same way, when we experience the world around us, we identify with the subject, the knower. We don't identify with what we see. But as a matter of fact, if there is nothing seen, there is no experience of a seer. If there is no seer, there is no experience of anything seen. They both go together in the same way as the black and the white. And this idea that the yes and the no, the black and the white, the inside of a class, say we draw a square as representing fundamentally the idea of class. I can't have a square which doesn't have both inside and outside. They go together. And in Buddhism, this going together is called shunya. Although this is often translated void, it means that the inside of the square cannot exist, is void without the outside, the subject without the object, the black without the white. And this, of course, is represented in this fundamental Chinese figure of the yang, or the positive principle, and the yin, or the negative principle, like two fishes, constantly circulating, going round and round and round and round in the alternations of life. Now, the question is, are these two fishes involved in a fight? Is the white one eating up the black one, and the black one trying to eat up the white one? If that is the situation, then, of course, life is fundamentally nothing but a grim contest. If this one up here is the good fellow, and this one is the bad fellow, if this is order and this is chaos, then a fight goes on between them. And that's largely the way in which our technology has interpreted man's situation as against nature. This is man, the white, the good fellow. This is nature, the dark, the bad fellow. And the white one has got to eat him up. But what happens if the white fish succeeds in eating up the dark fish? The white fish disappears as well as the dark one, because the white one is only there in relation to the dark. So then, if these two fishes, as it were, wake up, if this one wakes up and this one wakes up, which is called awakening in Buddhism, they realize they're one. In other words, they go together. They're inseparable from each other. And this realization is that experience, which is called in Zen Satori, or in Buddhism, Bodhi, awakening. This sudden dawning on our consciousness that life is not really a contest to make yes triumph over no, to make the positive triumph over the negative. The two sides go together. And then one sees, in this strange way, that underlying all that is negative in the world, all that is in a way painful and evil, there is a kind of necessity to it. It goes with the good. It is necessary for the good. Disorder is necessary for the manifestation of order, just as you must have, say, a black background to show up a light figure. And then when one sees that, a profound transformation takes place in one's attitude to the world. That is to say, instead of looking upon life as a contest, it becomes a dance, it becomes a game. One doesn't withdraw from it, one doesn't stop living, but one goes into the game so that these revolving fishes are no longer trying to eat each other, but they're just going around dancing, having the biggest fun in the world. So then, must we have fixed in our minds the idea that all the forms and patterns of nature are simply methods of attack or defense, that they're devices for camouflage, that they're simply lures for sexual attraction or other utilitarian purposes? Or can we see in them a dance, a joyous cosmology? People who believe that the earth is flat cannot possibly be talked into seeing that it's round, because they know it's flat. Because can't you see? So what you do is this, you say, let's go and look over the edge. Wouldn't that be fun? But you see, to be sure that we do get to the edge, we must be very careful not to walk in circles. So you perform a discipline. You go steadily and rigorously westwards, along latitude 40 or something, and then when you get back to the place where you started, he is convinced that the world is at least cylindrical. Because what is altered is not the way your senses perceive. What is altered is what you think about it. Your definitions of what you see, your evaluation of it. So when you don't cling to it, when you have no longer a hostile attitude to the world because you know the world is you, it is. I mean, let's take it from the point of view of biology. If I describe the behavior of a living organism, I cannot possibly describe that behavior without simultaneously describing the behavior of the environment. So that I discover that I don't describe organisms in environments, I describe a unified field of behavior called an organism environment. It's an awkward word, but there it is. The environment doesn't push the organism around. The organism doesn't push the environment around. They are two aspects or poles of the same process. And so you have to understand that this attitude towards nature, seeing the fundamental unity of the self which manifests it all, is not an attitude, as missionaries are apt to suppose, which denies the value of differentiation. You must understand the principle of what are called identical differences. Take a coin. The head side is a different side from the tail side, and yet the two are inseparable. Take the operation of buying and selling. Selling is a different operation from buying, but you can't buy unless somebody sells at the same time, and vice versa. This is what is meant by the underlying unity of opposites, what is called in Hinduism Advaita, or non-duality. Or when the Chinese use the word Tao to designate the way of operation of the positive and negative principles, the yang and the yin. It is not a unity that annihilates differences, but a unity which is manifested by the very differentiations that we perceive. Just as it's all polar. It's like the two poles of a magnet. Different, but yet one magnet.
Great points.
No, Eddie.
Big UFC this weekend,
you are
brother.
the ambassador of the Flat Earth Society.
We're on the record for the videotape deposition of Alex Jones.
Create the planet. And you will be there with GPS.
No. I'm not going to be there. Fuck no. We're going to get someone to represent me there. Okay?
All right,
Let's
drone.
announce it. No, we'll get
We're launching.
I'm not doing it.
No. no. We're launching the Discovery of Flat Earth project.
So long ago, 6 years ago,
But I mean, there's anomalies all over the place, is what I'm saying. You've seen
there have been a lot of people asking a lot of questions. It isn't illegal yet in this country.
Correct.
To make points, because Eddie, you've taught me a lot, and you're a really smart guy, an entrepreneur, and a badass. So I think it's healthy to be where you're at, questioning everything versus buying everything. All I'm telling you is the stuff we have now 100 years ago would be considered magic. And we humans can go way beyond
Yes, I
that.
agree with that. Fucking iPhones, are you
Dude,
kidding
I
me?
know people that I was there when they
iPhones
were
are the
dying at
best.
the hospital. And
That
I'm
has
like,
nothing to do
they were
with
like top
space
NASA
stuff.
scientists on the main line in the videos running NASA. And I'm like, were we there? Yes, I ran the RCA cameras.
Definition of staged. I don't care what staged means. I'm asking, did you
I don't have it in front of me, but I mean, I did say that I saw a lot of anomalies that how do we know more weren't arriving later and that there's other porta potties being delivered? I'm not saying that's what happened. You just show me one still off something and tell me tell me to answer questions.
They dolled him up, but we wouldn't have done that. I freaking know what happened.
That makes
noon, you know, is like 10 chest x-rays, right?
Yeah,
you know what
flying is terrible
fried.
for you.
Notice all the.
I thought it was only one.
Notice how it's more. Notice how the international flights are all now at night.
Why is that?
Because there's freaking no radiation, dude.
Because you go to sleep, it's a red eye.
No.
Solar radiation.
Yes.
Yeah, and now that we have a U.S. Navy missile instructor and many other experts confirming that the Earth is a flat and motionless plane,
You're being sarcastic. That's a prank call. That's an ad hominem thing where people. There's seminar calls on that where you call in and then you say, "Oh, you're so accurate," you know, and then they add something like the Earth's flat. It's a standard tactic. It's like when when Al Gore's before Congress and they say, the truth is the Earth's been cooling for a few years, and he goes, "Yes," and you think no one went to the moon. And I'll be on national shows. They'll go, "No one went to the moon, right, Alex?" And I'm like, "No, we went to the moon." They just put out some bad PR photos because the radiation damaged the film. They doctored them. And they didn't admit it to people. Let's go to... I don't believe the Earth is flat, but if the mainstream media started saying it was round, I might question them. I mean, that's how deceptive these people are, that you really can't believe anything they say. They taint, they twist, they spin.
And come out the other side where people walk upside down. Oh, but that's silly. Nobody... Oh! What if I should fall right through the center of... Oh!
And come out the other side where people walk upside down. Oh, but that's silly.
Would benefit the globe makers, I guess, the globe barons. But it just seems crazy to me because how many people you would have to keep that conspiracy going? Because you fly to China, you didn't get to an edge.
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't get to the edge, and you sent astronauts with. Then they did pictures, and they showed a globe. So this is a big conspiracy, Tyrus.
Some flat earthers actually believe astronauts are just actors, part of a huge conspiracy going back to those very first steps on the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You don't believe that they've gone to space?
No, not at all. The rockets go up, sure. There's nobody in them.
This is what happens when you answer text questions with selfies. That's exactly what this is. They didn't read this. Is the Earth? Yes. Like, this is the problem with, they just say things.
How much easier it would be to throw stuff away.
Push it over the side.
Yeah. Flat Earth was accepted.
Think life would be easier if the world was flat, and here's why. Think about how much easier it would be to throw stuff away.
Push it over the side.
Yeah, just walk over, drop it off the edge.
You live at the edge.
No, but you know what? It's like because the Earth is round, you can never really throw anything away. It goes in the Earth.
We could rocket it into space.
Yeah, but then it just gets into this orbit.
And we'd be a lot smaller for the purposes of asteroids hitting us. Think about it that way, right? A lot thinner.
You know what? I'm so sick of you and your edge privilege.
For more, let's check in with a young millennial for a comment.
I looked at it as much as I could. It is round.
Well, that Earth was flat. All right. I compiled a bunch of facts that prove the Earth is round because I had to. Because I couldn't remember how you prove it.
But in a world of disagreements large and small, for something as clear as this horizon, the interpretation could be infinite.
You don't think that you're going to accept a chip in your brain that's going to let you see the future? Right. That's ridiculous. You're going to take it. You're going to get that operation.
Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
They're so stupid! I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore.
What a bunch of dumbasses. Yeah, really.
Is everyone so fucking stupid?
The pressure difference between the inside of the plane and the outside.
Then you have a leak.
You are stupid. 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 And don't forget, you are stupid.
To today's show, I wanted to do a video of people then seeing their connection.
Boom, people. Okay, they're still using balloons. Above 70,000 feet, people. Here's the deal. If you can see this, this is the ISS. Okay?
Well, it's flat. Well, it's flat. Well, it's flat.
Boy, this is the life, isn't it? Yeah. If you have to get sick, you sure can't beat the measles. That's right. No medicine.
Inside or out. Like shots, I mean.
Don't even mention shots. Yuck!
Measles?
We interrupt this program with breaking news. Childhood vaccination rates in Quahog have dropped to an all-time low. Few town is vaccinating their kids anymore. Do you even realize the harm you've caused?
Harm? What are you talking about? I'm making the world a better place.
Plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. The moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to.
Day of the month of September, in an early year of a decade not too long before our own, the human race suddenly...
Your ears and shake those bones!
We've all heard of Freemasonry and the supposedly hidden agenda its members have to achieve global dominance
and lower pitch.
And so, the next time you hear things, it's sound waving at you. Bye-bye now.
This side?
Yep.
You can hear the tapping through the bricks. Sound travels faster through bricks, too.
See how the spring squeezes together and then spreads apart? Well, the same thing, sound travels in waves.
The television picture you're watching right now started out as a wave.
Take a look at this. We can count peaks to get the frequency. We can measure this distance to get the wavelength, or we can measure this distance.
Wow.
How does that make you feel?
Like I've been bamboozled and hoodwinked all this time.
I feel so bad.
So like nitrate, nitrite, metals. We test wastewater, drinking water, hazardous waste.
We only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go.
There were very few vibrations of any sort. Here's a picture of the INSAT.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
I think it's something to do with free will.
Would you please repeat that? Please repeat that?
What you have stolen from me.
Swallow this.
What is it?
Happy boy. Happy boy. Happy boy. Happy boy. Happy boy.
Watching you, watching me, putting shapes before your face. Until I
So they're moving around in little circles, but they're not moving that way along with the waves. The waves are going right through the water without carrying much water with them. Isn't that cool? That's just the way it is.
We've all heard of Freemasonry and the supposedly hidden agenda its members have to achieve global domination through a new world order, but how many of us really know anything substantial about the subject? I'm Mike with List 25, and from memberships to symbols, here are 25 curious facts about Freemasonry. From his Grandmaster to claim the moon as being in the territorial jurisdiction of the Grand Lodge of Texas. John Glenn was also a Mason. Most famous Freemasons include Charles Darwin, Mark Twain, Winston Churchill, J. Edgar Hoover, Benjamin Franklin, and the first president and founding father of our country, George Washington. 4. Enemy soldiers who recognized each other as Freemasons helped each other and saved each other's lives. Even during war, these Freemasons' loyalty to the craft did not fade. Not to testify truthfully when another Mason is on trial. They admit that it may be perjury, but to them, it's a far greater sin to not protect one of their own. True of liberty. Friedrich Bartholdy, the man who designed the famous statue, was a Mason.
Bleep, bloop, blorp, I am a robot too.
Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives.
The fact that the planet is in the control of mad people. You know, people who are crazy, people who are greedy, all these people who... The world is flat after all, flat after all.
The earth is flat.
Know about health, so you'd need to reprogram stuff so that you teach people about how to be healthy. That way you don't spend so much money on disease. People would be healthier.
He knows nothing of the potential of the microchip or the silicon revolution.
Bird checks position by the sun compass. The glacier signals the South Pole itself. Here, Bird drops the flags of the United Nations, carefully boxed, a symbol of America's goodwill to all nations.
This expedition is going down to the South Pole area to make certain observations and to look for some bases. They will be back in April, and they will report back, and upon the information we get from that undertaking, we will base the bigger expedition that's to follow. Slightly frozen, center of an ocean 10,000 feet deep. The South Pole, the center of a plateau, 10,000 feet high. The North Polar Sea is surrounded by continents slightly frozen. The Antarctic continent is surrounded by a belt of ice, frozen seas of at least 1,200 miles thick. Now the south is a plateau. It gets in some places 14,000 feet up. I've been over areas about 13,000, and it's a little bit chilly up there. It's pretty cold. There's only one permanent resident, that's the emperor penguin. The little ones live further north.
Yeah. I started to question things like my own beliefs and my own existence. Like, how does this work? What is the truth? What do I know? Am I the body or am I the soul? If I was to die, where would I go? Do I even matter if this is how it goes? But when I woke up, you know what I realized? I am the soul, and this body is just my vehicle. And with that awakening came so much more. Information about the system and how it works. Realize, there's realize and realize. Don't be surprised, and find the truth will deep inside. When I see the sky, the sun, the moon, they seem alive. No more no CGI. Realize, there's realize and realize. Don't be surprised, and find the truth will deep inside. When I see the sky, the sun, the moon, they seem alive.
It's like if someone told you the truth.
Like what? What could they say?
He says the Earth is definitely flat.
You have to see it for yourself.
Yeah. I started to question things like my own beliefs and my own existence. Like, how does this work? What is the truth? What do I know? Am I the body or am I the soul? If I was to die, where would I go? Do I even matter if this is how it goes? But when I woke up, you know what I realized? I am the soul, and this body is just my vehicle. And with that awakening came so much more. Information about the system and how it works. Realize, there's realize and realize. Don't be surprised, and find the truth will deep inside. When I see the sky, the sun, the moon, they seem alive. No more no CGI. Realize, there's realize. inside. When I see the sky, the sun, the moon, they seem alive.
Would you like it if someone told you the truth?
Like what? What could they say?
He says the Earth is definitely flat.
You have to see it for yourself.
When it's time to rap, at one time everybody thought the world was flat. Sounds like you, that was my intention. I paid dues, now dudes pay attention.
International Space Station in house shoes. Let's talk, so I'm trying to get a sense of the questions that I should be asking to the International Space Station. Wow.
So you can ask them about their workout regimen and how they actually work out in weightlessness. Oh, ask them also about how many sunrises and sunsets they see every day.
Houston, this is Station. I am ready for the event. Flying over, just flew over Australia and head towards New Zealand right now.
I just came back from Australia.
Yeah, you probably had a different view than we have from up here.
I don't follow everybody when it's time to rap. At one time, everybody thought the world was flat.
I started out as a rapper, so I wish I could make my microphone do that.
Muscle atrophy and the changes in our bones.
Simple basics, right? So you on Earth. So you on Earth. Earth. People have to poop. You're like, it's important to poop. It's too.
I'll just say, as far as I know, I have no knowledge of those tests being done. But I can imagine that that would present some unique opportunities. Sunrises and sunsets, it takes me an hour and a half to get around the planet once.
Wow.
The planet once.
Wow. 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 One strange rock. So I've heard of a thing called the overview effect. That when you go and you look back on the Earth, it has a emotional and psychological and spiritual effect.
We wish that every human being could see with their eyes, not just pictures, but with their own eyes, what the Earth looked like from space. And I personally think it would change us as a species. It would change us and make us all realize that Earth is really a spaceship, and we're living on a spaceship with just a thin shell. My viewpoint, and there's no doubt about it. We're going around and round.
Thank you for this, wow.
From the vacuum and darkness of space.
Wow. What is the shape of the space? What is the shape of the space? What is the shape of the space? What is the shape of the spaceship called? What is the shape of the space? What is the shape of the spaceship called? What is the shape of the spaceship called Earth?
It's pretty darn round from my viewpoint, and it's there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. We're going around and round.
Thank you for this. You know, when.
No, that is fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.
No,
just
YouTube it.
Jermaine said it's got to be true. Sure. I don't lie.
Layered, right?
No, the pressure hole itself, the thing that actually protects you by keeping your atmosphere in, it's about 1/10 of an inch thick.
That's not very thick.
It's not very thick. Got this really awful green paint on the inside. It's an anti-corrosion aircraft kind of thing for aluminum prep.
Okay, did we get to everything? We're all good? No. Yeah. I think we got all the good ones, right? No. Shapeless Earth. Research flat Earth. Okay, I'm on it.
Okay, I'm out.
Okay, he's out. He's close to free.
Okay, I put a little roll in, took it right out. Am I in your view, Jim? Okay, I rolled off and I'm rolling to the right now. Under my own influence. There goes it. Looks like a thermal brush, Jim. It is, yes.
Well, it's nice, right? Yeah. Checks in the post.
Is the Earth round? No, of course not, you idiots. The Earth is the...
We spend looking at the horizon and it's flat. I mean, it's flat. That's all. That's what the horizon's supposed to look like.
and you get up here into orbit, all of a sudden, the Earth is curved.
1 o'clock. Intercepting in 3, 2...
Wars?
Not wars. Global struggles.
You guys like globes. Let's go, dudes.
This is the last question. And then we'll
think about it.
Но у нас действительно в некоторых регионах страны, там, где люди живут, в Сибири, вот в этом году, допустим, прошлой зимой, температура 2 недели держалась минус 50.
I will not terrorize your president with such low temperatures.
Но теперь...
Critter cam.
Oh. We spent looking at the horizon, and it's flat. I mean, it's flat. That's all. That's what the horizon's supposed to look like.
To some degree.
Are Isaac Asimov, renowned scientist, teacher, and author, whose works of best-selling science fiction include The Foundation Trilogy and I, Robot. Harlan Ellison, the award-winning writer of A Boy and His Dog, has scripted episodes as well for Star Trek, The Outer Limits, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Gene Wolfe, two-time winner of the coveted Nebula Award, whose recently completed tetralogy, The Book of the New Sun, is already being hailed as a classic.
To some degree.
Have you ever heard of the flat Earth theory?
The flat Earth theory?
Yeah, flat Earth. The idea that the Earth is flat.
Yes.
You have.
I'm glad you see me, I guarantee.
In order to see the true nature of the Earth, we have to remove a completely false narrative.
Very interesting. Here's what's happening. What you're seeing here is Photoshop, but it has to be.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible, and you can tell it's for CGI because it looks so fake, honestly. You know, the colors all look kind of weird, you know, like everything's too crisp.
Science is self-made for best explained as complete delusion.
If you narrow down the government to one person, it would be like, would you agree it'd be like, the government's kind of like John Guy, right? Like a gangster, yeah. You know what I mean?
We'd say the Earth is round because we've been told it's round.
This was not an actual Gemini mission. Nobody left the ground. Gemini did not abort. We have simply edited together an isolated launch with shots of the flight controller simulating that launch. Like many other things in the space age, flight simulation is done by computers.
We leave you much that is undone. Breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers.
A former Nazi. Werner von Braun was an SS officer during World War II, and yet less than 2 decades later, von Braun was leading a team of NASA scientists, Our
space satellite will have the shape of a wheel. This advanced space station will be headquarters for the final ascent to the moon.
Good, he gets the message, and who reads this stuff, right? Hello, welcome once again to Leto as well. I'm Steve Leto. I'm here to announce that I'm not a Freemason. I am not a Freemason. Very nice stuff, and for a lot of you sheep out there, But we know the secret. Understand that you can't admit this because you're an attorney or you're part of some secret society or you're a member of this or a member of that.
We're for real between the two of us. We are sensing the same things.
Freemason, you're an Illuminati. But, you know, obviously that's a subset of the Freemasons.
In the two of us, we are sensing the same things.
And so I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to say the man's name, but I did tell him I'm going to read these.
The two of us, we are sensing the same things.
This guy's on my page. He's on my frequency.
We're for real between the two of us. We are sensing the same things.
And earn a degree. But you being a lawyer are Freemasonry. Federation of Miners and the AFL-CIO, and I was a member of a union at one point. Are Freemasons. Now, I've actually known some Freemasons. Think I'm in? Freemasons? Union? Club do you think I'm in? Freemasons? Union? I discussed this with. Again, appealing to... Some churches don't like Freemasonry. The guy goes, whew, I better go to Greece and find out. Well, dude, if he's a Freemason and he renounced that, that's fine. Wade through 9,000 pages of disclosures and forms. About it. But you do. You're sowing discord by saying stupid stuff. Do not see how saying a bar association is Freemasonic is attack. That. How's that? Oh, I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just stating a fact. Without knowing it. If I was a Freemason, I would know it. I'm not a Freemason. I don't know the secret handshake. I don't wear jewelry with symbols on it, okay? I saw a guy yesterday wearing a Freemason symbol on his shirt. I didn't walk up to him and give him the wink and then do some weird handshake with him, okay? I am not a Freemason. And by the way, I'm not making fun of Freemasons, okay? I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry if I said funny handshake. I'm sorry. I'm simply pointing out I am not a Freemason. I've never become one. I've known a few, but I'm not one. Okay? I'm also not left-handed. I'm also not a baseball player, and Freemason is one of them. I'm sorry, so I feel that I've had to confess this. And
It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They want to steal your soul and they want to control your mind. Please open up your eyes. We are running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They want to steal your soul and they want to control your mind. Please open up your eyes. We are running out of time.
Who shot JR on Dallas? I'll just bet Cliff Barnes did the dirty deed.
When the smoke's cleared, dear, you'll find that it was Vaughn Leland.
Well, people list the 10 most likely suspects, and Vaughn sounds very unlikely to me, Sherlock.
People asked 11 Texas celebrities who done it, and one of them agreed with me.
There's even this Who Shot JR poll. People's asking everybody to vote.
Everybody who follows Dallas should treat themselves.
Treat their family.
To this week's people. Why do you buy two peoples?
So you can vote for Vaughn while I send people the right answer.
Well, I get that's how that it works for most comedians, but I don't know. You're very subtle.
Subtle?
As a compliment, Seth. Subtle is good. Dry humor, like the British. Seth, I promise I'll get it right this time.
Okay. NASA announced last week. Tom!
Sorry. Look, good one.
NASA announced last week that it will no longer refer to planets and galaxies by offensive nicknames, so keep an eye out tonight for the Husky Dipper.
That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Ah, but don't you believe that? That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Ah, but don't you believe that? That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Hi, I'm Brian Frangie, host of the Unbelievable Podcast, and this is the top 5 reasons why the Flintstones are the harbingers of the New World Order. In Season 2, Episode 21, Barney Rubble instituted his own form of currency to overtake the current monetary system, fit with bills that featured the Illuminati all-seeing eye. Mel Blanc, the voice of Barney Rubble, was an actual Freemason as a member of Midday Lodge number 188 in Oregon.
When people get used to my money, they won't accept any other.
Fred and Barney were members of the Loyal Order of the Water Buffaloes, a clear homage to Freemasonry. In Season 4, Episode 10, an alien spacecraft abducts Fred and makes 10 Fred Flintstone clones. Fred assumes this was a trick played on him by his Lodge brothers.
You have been duplicated in the image of an Earthman for the purpose of taking over the Earth.
Fred and Barney communicated with an interdimensional alien named the Great Gazoo, similar to how the Illuminati are controlled by interdimensional reptilians.
Zam! Zam? Zam. Everyone and everything in the universe would go in one multi-glorious, instantaneous disintegration.
According to the Illuminati 10 Commandments as laid out on the Georgia Guidestones, the New World Order wants to keep the Earth's population under 500 million. White, except for one Asian man who teaches karate lessons and everyone is super racist towards.
Excuse please, sound like a new customer. Yes, please.
And come out the other side where people walk upside down. Oh, but that's silly.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther? Okay, so
Since they faked the moon landing.
inside your new dome home and let the growing begin.
Lad, we've got to get all these medieval ideas out of your head. Clear the way for new ideas.
Okay, Brother Flintstone, we need a strike to win. Can you do it?
Is the Earth flat?
Splashville, Alvin! Columbus did not fall off the edge of the Earth.
You all know it's a flat, right?
Of course it's flat. Sure, I know the world is flat.
Well, so do I. Everybody knows that.
Good, good.
Are you a potato?
As sure as the world is flat.
Columbo, the world she's flat. She's flat. She's flat like the pancake. She's flat like your head.
You mean the Earth isn't flat? Check this out.
A few hundred years ago, the average Joe on the street figured the world was flat. It's as flat as a pancake, which is fine by me.
Next, you'll tell me that you're one of those round earthers. You heard Shaq. The world is flat.
Sail off the edge and fly into outer space.
Is
Poppycock. Where did you hear that ridiculous load of poppycock?
2021. Joey Shipman
Stop it! Don't you?
will prove
Green Wire!
I believe in you, Joey.
Flat Earth Theory.
Stands, Captain! It's the edge of the world!
Hey up. It's flat.
Shape of the Earth. We've been sailing for months and still no sight of land.
Yeah, maybe the Earth is a flat, and we're gonna fall off its edge.
The Earth is flat, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Boy, I keep telling you, the Earth is round.
If it were round, people would be falling off the sides.
We're not having this conversation again. If the Earth were flat, the oceans would drain.
No, they wouldn't, on account of the towering walls of ice.
I can see the world is flat.
The sky is round, can't argue that.
While we stand still here on the ground.
Ugh. I mean, it's disgusting. You know what they put in the water, don't you? Fluoride. Yeah, fluoride. On the pretext that it strengthens your teeth. That's ridiculous. You know what this stuff does to you? It actually weakens your will. takes away the capacity for free and creative thought and makes you a slave to the state.
Have you ever heard of a thing called fluoridation? Fluoridation of water?
Yes, I have heard of that, Jack, yes. Yes.
Well, do you know what it is?
No. No, I don't know what it is, no.
Do you realize that fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face?
Yeah.
Water. That's what I'm getting at, water. Ever heard of a thing called fluoridation? Fluoridation of water?
Communist subversion and the international communist conspiracy to sap and impurify all of our precious bodily fluids.
Human, can you make it too? He said, I guess it's okay. You know, the only thing we need is water.
Water. Because Crest has fluoride. The same fluoride dentists put right on teeth to prevent decay. With Crest, you put this fluoride on your teeth at home, too. Prevent cavities. Use Crest.
Scientists, dentists, and doctors are taking action to stop fluoridation until it is proven safe.
Fluoride was for the eradication of vermin. Since the 1800s, sodium fluoride has been a key ingredient in rat poison and insecticides. These products were commonly used in and around the home to kill lice, mice, rats, and insects.
Disposal of their hazardous waste product. That means that you and I and our children in the United States are the largest consumers of hydrofluosilicic acid. Call it what it is. Hydrofluosilicic acid, what is that? Hydro's water, fluo, fluoride, silicic, sand, and it's missing an electron. It's acidic. It'll kill you.
Fluoride proved to be not only a good way to kill rodents, but also an effective way to kill a man. As the use of fluoride became more popular, reports began flooding in of people dying from ingesting this toxic substance. Headlines screamed, "Roach poisoned in pancakes kills 11 men. Rancher takes dose of poison by mistake."
Ugh. I mean, it's disgusting. You know what they put in the water, don't you? Fluoride. Yeah, fluoride.
What more?
Earth is flat.
It's a one-man race now.
On a tiny piece of americium.
Nothing to fear.
You're free, and freedom is beautiful. And, you know, it'll take time to restore chaos and order, but order out of chaos, but we will.
I'm such a great marketer. And like, I say the stupidest things that can't possibly be true. Even though we're just kidding. I just stabbed you. So, which is
man, it's better than Ovaltine. Better than Ovaltine. It's just unbelievable. Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine. It tastes like Ovaltine.
Oh, what do you call this then?
Mom! Dad! It's evil! Don't touch it!
That just gets us ready to go, and we want to be healthy, of course, and especially when you're going for these 6 to 7.
I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
Come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong.
Don't mind. You're not gonna believe what you find.
Smartest thing to say is you don't understand. We have to be strong and have a plan, but never be a rude. How about you? Why are they always killing we? Said that we don't do nothing but recite history. Then we conquer all and them to be. So they will move with the oneness they can comprehend. Divine instruction manifest their end. No one can stop it, we don't pretend. The earth is screaming, I descend. Upon creation we set global trends. Originality is my weapon. Show them now it's some creation. So easy as a moving seed and this them now. Creation is a mystery for man. Smartest thing to say is you don't understand. Man was meant to walk this land. Yeah, creation is a mystery for man. Smartest thing you can ever say is you don't understand. Creation is a mystery for man. Smartest thing to say is you don't understand. Man was meant to walk this land. Yeah, creation is a mystery for man. Smartest thing.
Torch souls and I heard cries, beautiful skies, catching a flight of butterflies where creation lies by the skies, guys, defies any rise, international wise guys. And it ruined me how they doing our community to keeping us divided, cause the real key is unity. See, it's the you and me that truly be moving me. Understand it's a learn to know what real freedom could truly be. Liberation, desperation, so we've been waiting fix for reparation of one united Latin nation. No information and delegation, cause y'all been vacancy, our times are wasting, and we've been craving some new creation. A final destination for we to be free.
A carpenter uses it to measure a horizontal plane.
No crushing fist, defending this mind that is entwined with this shit.
Creation is a mystery for man. Smartest thing to say is you don't understand. Man was meant to walk this land. Yeah, creation is a mystery for
every day, and everyone watches that.
Hey, want to listen to some tunes?
Imagine a world.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
faith in science and progress.
I know, I got a lot of catching up to do. Come on, break it down for me. The top one is what? Polaris. Okay, then the next two? Neptune and Uranus. Got it. Then the ones inside the first bubble? That's Saturn and Jupiter? Oh, okay. So then the next one must be... Okay, cool, Mars and Venus. Then inside that one is... That's the sun and moon? And then right in the middle is what? That's Mercury. Ah, this is a lot to learn, bro. This flat earth stuff's complicated. Stop calling it flat earth. What? Geo what? Equidistant azimuthal geocentric earth model. Wow, I'm not saying all that. Just call it what? Geocentric? Okay, got it. Geocentric. Azimuthal pictures of his what? Azimuthal equidistant azimuthal geocentric earth model. I got it!
No, I don't foresee it, but it's to some degree.
Must be a side effect of eating too much dessert.
We are not alone.
America is in grave danger.
So are you prepared to say on the air that you've actually seen people devoured by the stuff?
Then are you taking these precautions? These are warnings offered by scientists for our own good. And it seems to me if we all freak out, right, live in a life lived in fear is a life lived. So maybe the coronavirus will just blow on by. And then we kicked its ass. So you don't want to, I'm just...
I hope we win. Okay.
Yes.
I guess you're very exciting. I've read your stuff and
great to be here.
Yeah, we're just huge fans. My family's huge fans of your
technologies and new ways of thinking.
Do that right now.
Right.
We're gonna use
it's real food. I mean, that's the key. They're employees, and what that does is insulin's always up. Somebody, and the world is flat, right? The world's
important or not, because there's a whole generation that thinks that GMOs
what it is. At the same time, somebody has to do it right. One thing you change a lot of things. You know, we're seeing it now with Zika virus, right? Right. The first of many viruses over the years because the world is flat. Patient rather than gathering data. Okay. So the fits of the business world matter. You're a pain in the butt, et cetera, but they're going to be a source of data.
In this case, me.
But blood pressure, they check your blood test
to the running of their homes.
At all. So this offends me a lot.
I am a teacher now, education, and control.
Oh, hell yes, and what's worse, I've seen what's left of them when stuff gets through and comes back out.
After being here for a while, I've noticed that we're lacking a bit of...
Doing all those chores that I did growing up as well.
You that, you know, the earth is round. Is there a theory that the earth may be flat? Is there a theory that the earth may be flat, may be flat, may be flat, may be flat?
We...
may be flat.
Are you serious?
May be flat.
I mean, like, is this for real? Am I in the dreamland?
May be flat.
I'm telling you, gravity really is the curvature of space and time.
3 important things when you take a picture.
About when they put it into a computer where they created this model of my mind. Yes, using that model.
2 politicians are arguing about whether science is true. It means nothing gets done. Nothing.
Nothing.
It's the beginning of the end of an informed democracy. It may be the beginning of the end of our informed democracy.
So fast, so fast. Huh, what happens when we sneeze in space? Well, let's try. So fast, pretty fast. So fast, so fast. Pretty fast. So fast, so fast. So fast, so fast. Pretty fast.
Just go to the moon. Yeah, there'll be a day when AI takes over and it'll make us their pet. Because the rocket did launch. We all saw the rocket launch, okay? So there's hardware there. They're like office buildings, blueprints for the design of the Saturn V rocket. The hundreds of engineering hours that went behind this and the records of those designs. If you wanted to fake the moon landing, you would have to fake all of these documents.
Again, it's been a while.
And it just seems to me
5 months
it's way easier to just go to the moon. Has anyone considered that? Just go to the moon. That's easier than faking all of this. So, no, yeah, we went to the moon. So climate change will not make Earth uninhabitable. Climate change will make Earth and hope we don't.
I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, cause everything is never as it seems. Cause I get 1,000 hugs from 10,000 lightning bugs as they try to teach me how to dance. A foxtrot above my head, a sock hop beneath my bed, a disco ball is just hanging by a thread. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, cause everything is never as it seems. Leave my door open just a crack, cause I feel like such an insomniac. Why do I tire of counting sheep when I'm far too tired to fall asleep? 10 million fireflies, I'm weird cause I hate goodbyes. I got misty eyes as they said farewell, but I'll know where several are if my dreams get real bizarre, cause I say with you and I keep them in a jar. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, cause everything is never as it seems. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, cause everything is
and give them a coin and have them flip the coin. And if whoever gets tails, tell them to sit down. So it's about half. So 500 people left. If you repeat it, 250 people left. 125, 60, 30, 15, 8, 4, 2, 1. That's a thought experiment. So approximately half the people sat down every time they flipped the coin. Half of them get heads, half get tails. There's one person that's standing at the end. That person flipped heads 10 consecutive times.
Let me ask you something.
Bob, keep talking to the people. They might never hear your voice again. Keep talking to them for a little while until you're cool, man.
Well, yes, the people have a voice inside of them that talk to them, you know. That is the voice that these people must listen to. Because in everything you're going to do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way.
True.
You know? Because there is a voice inside talking to everyone. See?
True.
See?
Statue of a man called Albert Pike. Pike was famous as a journalist and a poet and later as a prominent Freemason. It's all good, man. Because cities have become squalid, dangerous, chaotic, and unhappy. It's all good, man. They'd like to do to your neighborhood what they have done to New York City. The main thing they've done to New York is make it scary. Year of the moon landing, make it strange. To delic quality. Newspaper taxis appear on the shore. Rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies. Tangerine trees in the marmalade skies.
It's flat, the earth is flat, earth is flat, the earth is flat, the earth is flat, it's flat, the earth is flat, earth is flat, the earth is flat, the earth is flat, it's flat, the earth is flat, earth is flat, the earth is flat, the earth is flat.
Here. Shall we have some garlic in here? Yeah. And that's not what we want to do. But here's what we're going to do. But just a little. Real quick for you. So now,
I guarantee.
Of him talking about the cosmos and all that it was just empty, it was soulless. I never experienced anything like that.
The very matter that makes us up was generated long ago and far away in red giant stars.
See what's on your mind, it's on my mind too.
Must be a side effect of eating too much dessert.
That person flipped heads 10 consecutive times.
Have you ever heard of the flat earth theory?
The flat earth theory?
Yeah, flat earth. The idea that the earth is flat.
Yes.
You have.
Ed White. Things weren't different then, were they? The planet was moving at the same speed. The spacecraft and Ed White were moving at the same speed, 7,500 miles per hour. So let's go back and compare what we see nearly 50 years ago. Here we go. Ed White, first man to walk.
Kamala Harris. Yeah, it's a doorway with a double 33. What's wrong with that?
With ion propulsion, which I first heard of in a sky.
Star Trek after
I first heard of in a sky.
Every day.
Look into it. They believe it.
That stuff is black, 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 that stuff is black.
whack. That stuff is 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 whack. That stuff. That stuff is whack. 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 That stuff. That stuff is whack. 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 That stuff is whack.
Once you go flat, you never go back. Ladder.
Must be safe to use.
Once you go flat, you never go back.
Provided it is safe to use, it's got to do what you want it to do. And third, provided it is safe to use and it does what you want to, it's got to last. But could
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
When you said that just now, did it sound stupid to you?
Kind of.
The Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go. The Earth is a closed system.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth.
The Earth is a closed system.
That stuff is flat.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed
No
system.
way. Not this time. We created it.
leave the
Not
Earth.
this time. No. Not this time. It is version. Totally. But it has to be. It is version. We made it up. But it has to be. It's a made up tale. It's a total fabrication. But it never happened. It never happened.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
Not this time. It never happened.
See, you don't see the curvature of the Earth. That stuff is flat.
Round, and someone else says it's flat. That's worth reporting.
Underneath the dome, top has sprung a leak. Put the animals on the ark. Start the world over fresh. Henry, throw in all the brass. With the drippings from the ceiling, we don't say fish, cause they're already swimming.
Take all time, don't lose your mind. It's who are you? Say I can't love. See pain and want to change the outcome. I know you know.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
Really, how can you become anything? How are you going to grow up to be an airline pilot? Whoever, how are you going to grow up to be? How can you become part of it? Number one is, how can you decide what you might want to be? How are you going to think about it? What might I want to be? Because it should be something that's really exciting to you, something that you really want to do. And then start turning. Think about it. What might I want to be? Because it should be something that's really exciting to you, something that you really want to do. And then start turning. Think about it. What might I want to be? Because it should be something that's really exciting to you, something that you really want to do. And then start. Or not, you need to keep your body in shape. So you need to think about, not letting yourself get fat. Think about what you eat and exercise. You need to learn things. So you have to choose what courses to take and how you're going to study and what you're going to watch on TV. And you need to learn how to work. And so you might think about working around the house, or maybe doing a summer job, or delivering newspapers or something. And then later on, how you're going to go to school, what job are you going to get? And day by day, it doesn't just choose to be an astronaut. You have to turn yourself into who you want to be. And so what I recommend is just start thinking about it, and then realize that the decisions you make every day turn you into who you're going to be tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm the most successful Canadian astronaut. I'm the one who's in space right now. But the things that I'm doing now, they're because I started working at it when I was your age. Before I was even 10 years old, I decided to be an astronaut. The things that I'm doing now, they're because I started working at it and studying and thinking about it and making my body ready for it. And I've been studying my whole life and training. They're because thinking about what I want to do with my life and then working towards it. And now, as a result, now I'm old, I'm 53, but now here I am having a chance to live and work and play guitar on board a spaceship and actually command a spaceship. So I think if there's anything that would make me a successful astronaut, it's because of pursuing my dreams and years of hard work.
Reservists, leaving behind their families, their honeymoons, their studies abroad, without hesitation, and so much more.
Monday, I return from the exotic Orient, and it's back to business. I'll be joining you from the Canada AM set as your new co-host. But until then, sayonara from Tokyo.
What really happened here? Who was the cowboy who confronted Johnny and Larry that night? Was the old woman in on it, too? Could Danny have been hallucinating? But if Dan was hallucinating, who ate house food? What about the mysterious behavior of the barbecue lid? Was it really the nanny? Does this story seem possible? Was the morgue
enjoy the
attendant in
kind
on
of
deception too?
top-shelf comedy you've come to expect from the Late Show writers. Isn't that right, Alan?
Able to send email without a computer.
Tell the
Is a
big
sewing
media
machine
companies to
taken
play
over by
fair
the
with the
spirit of
writers.
Byron's grandmother?
Once again, we apologize that you won't be able to see the rest of the skit, but rest assured, it was hilarious.
This message has been brought to you by the Writers Guild of America. Back to you, Dave.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
much sights to show you.
Show 'em, won't we, boy? We sure will.
Hi-ho, hi-ho.
That picture says it all for me. That picture says it all for me. Says it all for me. Says it all. Says it all.
Looking at the picture, looking at the picture, looking at the
Man, and they're buying it. Man, and they're buying it. Man, and they're buying it.
So I'll let him humbly accept your act.
looking at the picture, looking at the picture, looking at the picture, looking at the picture, looking at the picture.
Earth. There's no place to go. The Earth is a closed system.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth.
The Earth is a closed system.
That stuff is flat.
You know, it was a movie. They over-dramatize things.
I'll tell you, it is still difficult.
In a large swimming pool.
And believing that how insignificant we really are, it's
The actors overreact to situations.
It just keeps getting better and better. To describe exactly how it just feels different.
Obviously, not very realistic.
I know people say, oh, it's a suicide mission. It is not a suicide mission in the atmosphere. We look at the Sierra with every confidence that they will be followed by more.
Stuff.
The pioneers in space today. You think of Jeff Bezos, you think of Richard Branson.
Closed system. We cannot leave.
On Musk. Who do you think is really leading the way forward?
It's not that we believe something ridiculous and you don't believe it. It's not about that. It's about we actually don't know what we're on, and we always say that. We don't know, but based on all the shit that we got by the mainstream, we don't believe that. Right. You believe that.
Any more questions you want to ask?
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process. You don't see the curvature of the Earth. You are millimeters above this people. He just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
That stuff is flat. And then I showed examples of wide-angle lenses curving horizontal. I tweeted that.
two opportunities where you can let your eyes adjust. You can start to notice that some of the stars have colors we don't see here on the ground.
The biggest visual surprise is just how black the sky was. You have a brilliant sun, brighter than any sun you normally would see even here in New Mexico. You have these extraordinarily high mountains. We were in a valley deeper than the Grand Canyon. But then you have this black sky, a sky blacker than black. That's the old Vidicon expression used to be.
Just the inherent beauty of it, the velvet, bottomless bucket of the universe.
In like just hanging there in a vast sea of darkness, and the most frightening darkness that you could ever imagine.
Allegedly, this space fantasy goes around our Earth at a speed of 17,200 miles per hour, resulting in 15.5 orbits per day, or an orbital period of 92 minutes. So we should see a sunrise every 92 minutes. But if we take a look at this original NASA spacewalk footage, recorded live by NASA TV, we see nothing but 7 hours of black void. There's 7 hours of utter darkness. And some clowns dressed up as astronauts fumbling around in the dark, pretending to work on their freaking space station. I know nobody watches this because it's so boring, but please have a look at the original video and realize that this is just a fantasy, a poor made up space fakery by a bunch of satanic clowns. And this is just CGI. Go to Hollywood, watch any Star Trek or whatever movie and they have the same effects. But these are by some space agencies, ESA, and you believe it because it's your government supporting this and they are only acting in your best interest.
As it flows through your body, works its way through your veins. A vaccine is provided, all the faces and names. But light is shining down upon its losses and gains. This forgiven, you should
So
know
true.
you see the things
It is just flat gorgeous to see.
LA is a movie.
It's
a musical. It's a romance. It's a comedy.
It's a
comeback story.
They are under some sort of spell, and they are just blind to the reality they live in. Please, dear guys, look into this. Do your own research and
What?
The Earth is flat.
So what did you do? No, we were.
I made up this little tune, 'cause no one's been to the moon. You should investigate soon, 'cause men tell lies. Whole world's living in a nursery rhyme, where it's a make-believe all the time. Dishes never run away with spoon, and no one has been to the moon. The truth will come to light soon. No one has been to the moon. The moon. No one has been to 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 the moon and tell lies. Let God be true and every man a liar.
One of truth's protective layers.
Leaving the one who will set this world on fire. 'Cause no one has been to the moon. I made up this little tune, 'cause no one's been to the moon. No one's been to the moon and tell lies. Brothers and sisters, you need to grow up and grow up soon. 'Cause no one has been to the moon. The whole world is living in a nursery rhyme, where it's to make believe all the time. Dishes never run away with spoons, and no one has been to the moon. The truth will come to light soon. No one has been to the moon. The moon. No one has been to the moon. Investigate soon, 'cause no one's been to the moon. You should investigate soon, 'cause no one's been to the moon. They tell lies. The whole world is living in a nursery rhyme, and it's make-believe all the time. Dishes never run away with spoons, and no one has been to the moon.
Well,
I made up this little tune, 'cause no one's been to the moon. You should investigate soon, 'cause no one's been to the moon and tell lies. The truth will come to light soon, 'cause no one's been to the moon. The moon, no one has been to the moon.
What? The Earth is flat.
If I say that the world is round and someone else says it's flat, that's worth reporting.
There is nothing wrong with your television. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are now controlling the transmission. We control the horizontal and the vertical. We can deluge you with 1,000 channels or expand one single image to crystal clarity and beyond. We can shape your vision to anything our imagination can conceive. We will control all that you see and hear. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the deepest inner mind to the outer limits.
Hi, Wendy. I'm Skylar. Can you do a one-finger push-up? Can you...
I see skies of white cross patterns too. I see them true for me and you, and think to myself, the sky used to be a baby blue. I see trees of green, shrubs with severed trunks reduced to stumps, and think to myself, they are terraforming this world. I see doctors lie prescribing pills that treat and never cure, and think to myself, trust no one in this world. I see man-made storms flooding the poor in a swirl, and think to myself, they are geo-engineering this world. I see globe earth lies, fake space station is no surprise, and think to myself, we're living in a faked out world. I hear the babies cry, watch them grow the shots, keep them low, and think to myself, we're living in a whacked out world. Think to myself, we're living in a whacked out world.
Somebody told me to trust my elders. Somebody told me to trust the ones in charge. Somebody told me to trust the answer. Somebody told me to trust the lie. I know, we're all just people that I know. I know. It's all up to me. Somebody told me to trust. It must have been me. Somebody told me to trust. I guess it was me. Somebody told me to trust my teacher. Somebody told me to trust what's written. Somebody told me to trust my partner. Somebody told me to trust myself. I know. We're all just people that I know. I know. It's all up to me. Somebody told me to trust. It must have been me. Somebody told me to trust. I guess it was me. Somebody told me to trust. Not like you.
Ah, Tang, the drink the astronauts took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon.
Now, faded futuristic, we build up a trigger team. We synergistic, history repeats itself. Nothing new in school, everything they taught wasn't true. To this track I'm dedicated, truth-orientated, hero-affiliated, praised and sacred, prep for war, watching sheeple all sin together. Freeing the slaves while my real people win together. We're waking the masses like a phoenix from the ashes, represent lost riches, never pay my taxes. Eyes pride, wide spine vision, fighting for all my liberties, our truth on. Sign body to prophecy, bots control content, shadow banning all the living. I was born a convict in an automated prison. Went to school, but my brain was branded, lies implanted. God gave me understanding, he's my companion. Last of the angels fly, baptized, truth is minds wise. We were blinded, but now we shining. Watch them all fall as we break the machine. Godspeed when you join Truth Legion. Inhale, poison in the air gone stale. The system knows that we chose to expose the veil. Time for war, we will raise up, rally the troops. Form a force to free our minds from the lies that we knew. Truth Legion. Form a force to free our minds from the lies that we knew. Truth Legion. Some flee, some flee, some see, some free. We're gonna sail far away from this hell, repel this spell. Tracked, stacked, charred and scarred. Search for truth as we claw through the fraud. Pay the price of the pipe, I chose this truth life on my life. I saw the cipher proceed to pick up the speed. Truth Legion, all gonna get up and rally round me as we prepping for wartime and casualties. Proceed to hurt them deep and make them bleed on the street. Make them see what we mean. Now watch them hang and swing. All truth sons with clubs and guns. Phase out the dumb and blaze out the scum. Truth Legion.
Round like ball.
Inhale, poison in the air gone stale. The system knows that we chose to expose the veil. Time for war, we will raise up, rally the troops. Form a force to free our minds from the lie that we knew. Truth Legion. Form a force to free our minds from the lies that we knew. Truth Legion.
mechanical engineering at Columbia University, also has a new book coming out in December called Moonshot, a NASA astronaut's guide to achieving the impossible. Mike, good to have you. Let's start here with the positioning.
Yeah.
How important it is for India not just to join this fraternity, but to go now to the South Pole.
Yeah, so the South Pole's big, Victor, because of ice. There's ice there, so the interest with ice is that it can be possibly made into drinking water to support crews that would go there, astronauts that would go there, and also could be turned into rocket fuel to use the moon as a place to launch to further locations out in the cosmos. So that is the great interest with the South Pole, and no one's been able to land there yet. This is the first time a country has pulled that one off. So this is big news, and looking forward to what they'll find out there.
And what are they trying to find out there?
Well, if they can find that ice and learn more about it, how it's composed, of what form it's in, where it is exactly, and maybe how they can process it into drinking water, and how they can maybe process it into fuel. Also, just the orbital mechanics, the physics of getting to the reason it's so difficult is because it's a difficult place to get to based on the math, the physics, the orbital mechanics. It's harder to get there than it is toward the center of the moon where we've landed previously. So hopefully they'll share all that information. I would expect they would. What the terrain is like, if there's any atmosphere there at all, any traces of any elements there. So all of these things will help us understand the South Pole, which is of great interest as a possible landing location, not only for more spacecraft like this, but also for people in the future.
Yeah. It's just been a few days since the Russians, their unmanned mission to the moon ended in failure. It crashed into the surface of the moon. And now India has landed this. Are we in another moon race? I mean, what do you see with this, I guess, rush back?
Yeah, I hope it's not a race. I think it's good to have a little competition maybe, but hopefully we're going to be sharing information together. I think what we're seeing here is that it's possible now to get back to the moon. Not just 50 years ago, like the United States did, an incredible accomplishment. It was just a visit. Now we're looking to go back and settle there and explore there and go there for science and for prestige, for national prestige. India is going to, this is a great accomplishment for them. And also strategically, economically, to see what resources are there. And can we use it as a place to move to other places in the cosmos to launch from there? So I think what we're seeing is that it's possible. Things are we can't get there. For the last 50 years, it's been, it's tough to get there and so on. But now that we see it's possible, more people are thinking about what they can do there. And so that's why I think we're seeing this heightened interest, particularly in that location on the moon. But I hope it's not really a race. I hope it's cooperation. It's not an easy thing to do. This is the first time a country's been able to pull it off. Hopefully they'll share that information, and hopefully we can go together. It's a huge undertaking, and I hope it's done as a team between different countries around the world.
Yeah, good for India. They should
great for India, yeah.
Great for India. Mike,
we'll see what happens too. We'll see what they.
We will be watching it.
Hopefully everything keeps working.
Yes.
They got a rover that's looking around, so we'll see what happens
so far.
Mike Massimino, thanks so much.
My
Look
pleasure.
forward to the book.
Oh, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you for joining me in the History of Science collections of the University of Oklahoma Libraries. Let's see what stories are waiting for us from the vault that throw light on the shape of the Earth. In the late 20th century, members of the Flat Earth Society dismissed the evidence of photographs of the Earth from space by insisting that the Apollo moon missions were a hoax. In the late 19th century, you could have read that the Earth is flat in the Zetetic Society journal. Zetetic is derived from a Greek verb meaning to seek or to inquire. The Zetetic Society journal was founded to promote the ideas of this book, Zetetic Astronomy, Earth Not a Globe, published by Samuel Rowbottom in London, 1873, under the pseudonym Parallax. What is the story behind this book and this journal? Why did these moderns believe the Earth was flat? Ironically, they were protesting against the evils of modernism and trying to go back to an idealized pre-modern past in which they thought everyone believed the Earth was flat. By the end of the 19th century, the view was well entrenched that medieval people thought the Earth is flat, so Rowbottom felt bound to agree and promoted the anti-modernist idea of a flat Earth for many years as an itinerant lecturer. The first edition of this book in 1865 contained 220 pages, the second edition almost doubled in thickness. In the copious editions, Rowbottom responded to various critics who, for some reason, reviewed the first edition unfavorably. Rowbottom even issued a 1,000-pound challenge to anyone who could prove him wrong. Alfred Russel Wallace tried unsuccessfully to claim that reward. Yet, the Zetetic Society and the Flat Earth Society are a modern development, not a medieval or early modern movement. They arose in reaction to polarizing rhetoric about scientific authority in the late 19th century. But most people cite them as proof of a pre-modern belief in a flat Earth, which they are not. But didn't Columbus have to prove that the Earth is round? Actually, no. This mistaken modern belief is the true flat Earth myth. The origin of the modern flat Earth myth lies in part with one of America's earliest writers, Washington Irving. Irving's far-fetched Life of Columbus presented itself as biography, not fiction. Unfortunately, it was about as factual as the Headless Horseman. Irving fabricated a tale of Columbus pleading his case before a council of inquisitors at a convent in Salamanca who assailed him with citations from the Bible and the teachings of the church. Irving's account is mischievous nonsense, which should have been read simply as a pleasant romance. Other French and American writers endorsed the flat Earth myth, and by the end of the 19th century, it was being taught in elementary schools and universities. In fact, medieval people, both the educated elite and the unlearned laity, knew the Earth is round. Dante's Divine Comedy, for example, assumes the Earth is round. Far from advocating a flat Earth, both Plato and Aristotle assumed that the Earth is a sphere. Wherever their influence held sway, belief in a round Earth was not seriously contested. For Aristotle, the spherical Earth lies in the center of the universe. Surrounding the Earth are giant celestial spheres. The large sphere containing the fixed stars rotates around the Earth every 24 hours, while the planets are carried in spheres around the Earth at different times. Don't confuse an Earth in the middle of the universe with a flat Earth. The Aristotelian cosmos was centered upon the Earth, but the Earth was a globe. Aristotle's theory of gravity stipulated that the natural motion of every earthy body is straight down. So if earthy bodies are falling straight down, then they will compact on every side. Aristotle's theory of gravity required the Earth to be as round as a globe. In another argument for the sphericity of the Earth, Aristotle argued from lunar and solar eclipses. Now, in Aristotle's day, the nature of lunar and solar eclipses was well understood. In a lunar eclipse, the sun, Earth, and moon line up on a straight line, with the Earth in the middle. The sun casts the Earth's shadow upon the moon. By the 4th century BC, continuous lunar eclipse observations from Babylon went back several
I have been gone for a while for making
now, in
videos,
every lunar
taking
eclipse,
time to travel,
observers
see
located
things,
anywhere
and,
on the dark
here
side
and there
of the
pop
Earth,
in and just
north
try
or
to
south or
make
east
sure
or west,
that
the Earth's
the power
shadow on
was
the
up for
moon
my live
always
stream,
appears
but
curved.
I just wanted to
If
say
the
it's been
Earth were
great,
flat or any
refreshing
other
to
shape
kind of
than a globe,
to step
at
back a
least
little
some
bit
of these
from
eclipse
flat Earth
shadows
for a
would
little
be
while
straight
and
or
reassess,
angular.
just think,
The curved
spiritually
shadow
try to
tells
connect,
us
get in nature. I
that
went
the
on a
edge
big
of the Earth is
ocean thing
curved,
that was crazy.
no matter how the Earth's shadow is cast onto the moon from any angle. Therefore, the Earth must be a three-dimensional globe. We see the Earth's silhouette on the face of the moon. So lunar eclipses prove that the far side of the Earth is curved. It is not necessary to circumnavigate the globe to behold with our own eyes that the Earth is a sphere. So the flat Earth myth is not an alleged medieval belief in a flat Earth, but the mistaken modern belief that medieval people thought the Earth is flat, when it's so easy to show that they knew the Earth is round. But myths have a life of their own. Have you seen this woodcut before? To me, this woodcut means that we have set out on a journey of discovery and exploration. I think that is the greatest appeal of the image and the reason it is so frequently reproduced. Yet most people who see it also believe it is evidence for a medieval belief in a flat earth. This woodcut adorns the jacket cover of the best-selling book, The Discoverers, by Daniel Boorstin, a distinguished librarian of Congress. In fact, you may visit Boorstin's library here in the University of Oklahoma libraries. Yet the inside flap of the book jacket credits the artwork to an early 16th century woodcut. This attribution is mistaken. Similarly, J.D. Bernal, the great Irish scientist, published a monumental 4-volume history of science. And in the first volume, Bernal reproduced the woodcut, also attributing it to the 16th century. Yet the woodcut is not from the Middle Ages or even the 16th century at all. It dates to the late 19th century. It was created for this book, published in 1888. Camille Flammarion, The Atmosphere. Camille Flammarion was the Carl Sagan of the 19th century, whose many books inspired and informed a general readership. He bridged astronomy and popular culture. Flammarion's books, published in both French and English, fill several shelves here in the History of Science collections. And in this book, Flammarion created the woodcut to propagandize the flat earth myth. The woodcut has proven to be an extremely durable piece of visual rhetoric, often reproduced by people who have no idea that it originated only in the late 19th century. You may download a colorized version of this woodcut from our website and make a poster or a coffee mug, or use it in whatever way you like. Science is a story. What stories do you want to hear and tell about the shape of the earth?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'ma leave it. Namaste. Do your research, how much I gotta say it. Earth is flat. Bro, you need to check your facts. I got high up through the roof, and I landed on the moon. The moon flat blue. In reality,
fascinating. And how that works exactly.
In 2D, like a video game from 1983. Sides going up and down the street, but y'all sleep. Y'all sleep. Y'all sleep.
The skull and crossbones flag in Ron's office, lying to the public in the media.
We know we live on a globe, but if you look outside, the Earth is flat.
cartoons?
Actually, with Apollo 8, we know we live on a globe, but if we look outside, the Earth is flat.
Section 7.2.1, the Paratemporal Exclusion Clause, aka reviewer dibs, I had to shelve my plans for a year and change. The thing that really spurred me on originally was a specific Flat Earth video I came across one evening in 2017.
Flat Earth Proof 1, The Level.
That stuff is flat. You don't see the curvature of the Earth. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
Lasers. In that case, maybe I'll just take the time to tell you guys about...
As far as the eye can see, the Earth is flat.
Somebody that can edit that for you.
Go with the flat Earth.
It's funded by a certain group of people.
But also new water. Now water, that was a major task. One of my tasks, water management. I had to deal with all the use of water on board. Now water is very precious. It takes a lot of money to launch something into space. So we want to recycle as much as possible. So all the humidity in the air, from our breath, from sweating, wet towels, all the humidity in the air is condensated on cool plates, and we make drinking water out of it. Also, our urine is recycled. We catch our urine and we clean it and make potable water out of it again. But it doesn't stop there. The water is used to make our oxygen. We split it in hydrogen and in oxygen. Now the hydrogen was going overboard in the past, but that's a bit of a waste because we take something else out of the air as well, what normally the trees and the algae do for us. Carbon dioxide. So if you have carbon dioxide and you have hydrogen and you put them together, you have water again. And this way we recycle as much as possible our precious oxygen atoms. There is a leftover product, which is methane. We cannot use that, that goes overboard. But we want to recycle as much as possible. That means, of course, that we need big racks for that, equipment to make it all work, mental health system on board. Now, it also means that the toilet is a bit different than at home. The urine we catch separately, we make drinking water out of it. And yeah, the toilet looks a bit different than at home. A lot of hoses and tubes and valves and filters, etc. So we're also plumbers on board. Well protected, of course, because, well, I hold here a urine tank. If it leaks, it floats. You don't want this in your eyes or in your mouth. My colleague Don Pellet, he invented a nice cup. You can put the water on your body. It doesn't fall down because there is no weight, so it sticks to your body and you get a film of water on your body. The equipment is well protected because it can also be droplets of sweat or coffee. But here you can see nicely how you can be really wet. You shouldn't get it in your nose because you can still drown in space in that sense. This is why we have these beautiful windows as well. The nicest place is the cupola. A European-built cupola with windows around you, and in the bottom from the outside it looks like this. We have protective covers for against space debris, so if there's nobody there we close the covers. We call it Planet Earth. But maybe you should call it Planet Aqua or Planet Ocean. And it all started actually with Apollo 8. We know we live on a globe, but if you look outside, the Earth is flat and the air looks endless.
Residues, there's more hormones getting into the water, but also antibiotics affecting the fish in the water. And for this reason, we should start removing medicine residue from the water.
Planet Aqua or Planet Ocean. And it all started actually with Apollo 8. We know we live on a globe, but if you look outside, the Earth is flat and the air looks endless.
We have right now are eating up every piece of the budget. And it's got to be reduced if we're ever going to get anywhere. And people, companies, NASA activities are not going to like it when their things get reduced. But if they don't, we're going to keep the space station going. We're going to keep Orion, too expensive, too late. And we're going to keep SLS once a year, billions and billions of dollars. I don't know that we're going anywhere if we don't do something about that.
What? The Earth is flat.
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
In the face of overwhelming odds, I'm left with only one option.
Hey. It's funded by a certain group of people.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky.
Flat. And that's that, unless the world is flat.
My gym routine suffered a little bit prior to launch just because we were so busy. Actually, now that I've been here on station for about 45 days, I've had the opportunity every day. They protect time for me to go to the gym and work out, lift and cardio, and so or strength training and cardio. So I have no complaints, and I really enjoy exercising in microgravity. It's great.
He has a good workout ethic. After all, he's a bit of a gym junkie by the looks of him. And we all know that gym junkies love to work out, and I'm sure Victor has been giving the exercise machines a bit of a flogging.
Cast shape change on Duquesne.
What shape do you choose for him?
Fat.
Houston, station's ready for the event.
And so what I'd recommend is just start thinking about it and then realize that
It's
Look at your feet. We've had it up to here.
I'm on a plane. I can't complain. I'm on a plane. I can't complain. I'm on a plane. Somewhere I have heard this before.
Maybe it's because my gym routine suffered a little bit prior to launch, just because we were so busy. Actually, now that I've been here on station for about 45 days, I've had the opportunity every day. They protect time for me to go to the gym and work out, lift and cardio, and so or strength training and cardio. So I have no complaints, and I really enjoy exercising in microgravity. It's great.
Has a good workout ethic. After all, he's a bit of a gym junkie by the looks of him. And we all know that gym junkies love to work out, and I'm sure Victor has been giving the exercise machines a bit of a flogging.
Cast shape change on Duquesne.
What shape do you choose for him?
Fat.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. We will come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. Everybody's gonna see it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne.
Well, my name is Alf and I'm stuck on Earth. I can't get back to my place of birth. Making the best of a bad situation. Think of it as an extended vacation. Yeah!
Funvax, a top secret government-made vaccine, and it cures religious fundamentalism.
From this new trip, you're off for a fun presentation. I'm any genuine accusatory charges instrument for my inspection. And upon people scream, I'm not prepared. It's security, so they're having a pair. Security, a lot of little bit, especially not genuine. I'm a rebel. 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 Shout out to Lady Ganja. I've been doing it so long. Everybody knows she's alright hit me up, you know.
Sorry, I want to know about the flat Earth.
I'm flat.
I'm flat. I couldn't figure it out.
Flat. I'm flat.
Where is the curvature? Where?
Talk about a fish story. Man, and they're buying it. Oh,
So you spin, when you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out.
The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again. The only limit to human future is in our own imaginations.
Where?
The Earth. And by the way, this is called gravity. Flat. 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 Gravity. Flat.
Oh no, the Earth is a globe. If it's a globe, everyone in Australia is walking around upside down, mate.
Fake news.
Fake news. Why doesn't the ocean just fall into the sky then?
Because gravity's bullshit.
People are so dumb.
They're so dumb.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max.
Hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
Lexi, tell us something interesting. Okay, the Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
Oh, hold on. I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it.
Holy shit.
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop?
It's a flat world after all. It's a flat world after all. It's a flat world after all. That's the funny thing. If you want to talk about the flat Earth, that's okay. But if you want to talk about flat Earth.
Here we go. I can feel it in the air tonight. I can feel it in my skin. I can feel it radiating my insides. Somehow the truth is gonna win. Yeah.
If you ever see real life, then you'll know it was all a lie. All a lie. You can take it or leave it, but I hope you believe it. It was all a lie. Science been lying since days of old. You gotta disregard all you've been told, 'cause it was all a lie. They lied right to our face, putting the globe in a prominent place for every child to see, teaching them what to believe. It was just a theory then, and it's all it's ever been.
Now, boys and girls, who knows what this is?
Good people.
Very good, Bart.
Would walk up to me and just be like,
You be careful. People in masks cannot be trusted. You be careful. People in masks cannot be trusted. You be careful. People in masks cannot be trusted. You be careful. People in masks cannot be trusted.
So Neil, you're not a climate scientist, but you're a very distinguished scientist and astrophysicist.
Not true.
But the point of this, it's funded. It's funded by a certain group of people.
Guarantee. Really, nobody gets it automatically. Even I don't. I do the commercials.
Guarantee that too. Okay, look, this is not settled science. There are still questions.
Humanity, for centuries, everyone thought Earth was flat. Why? Because it looked flat.
He just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's
yes,
not.
It is.
No,
listen,
it's not.
Double guarantee that too.
there have been three great theories that claim the world is flat.
And they pose the same arguments you did. If it was round, stuff would fall off on the other side.
Telescope or a camera with a good zoom lens.
It's funded. It's funded by a certain group of people. But the point of this,
it is.
The boat comes right back into view. It didn't disappear over a curved body of water. It's right there.
What? The Earth is flat.
Shaq, what are you talking about?
The Earth is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
listen,
it's not.
Love on TV. Your empty eyes break it all for me. And the moon is landing on my head, and I can't feel anything he's saying. I can't feel anything he's saying. The blood is thicker when the anger spills, like over the edge where Columbus kissed. And through the lines of chills, golden chills, Washington did, Washington did.
The radius line can't bend in the center of that GP to whoever's on that circle, the circumference of it. So if radius lines don't bend,
so be not conformed to this world. Transform your mind, touch the soul. Ask your eyes if you can see destructive sides breaking you and me, breaking you and me. Sex in the sky and love on TV. Your empty eyes break it all for me. The moon is landing on my head, and I can't feel anything he's saying. I can't feel anything he's saying.
it has to be straight. That be 10, 12, 15,000 miles of ocean?
Yeah, all must be flat. And there's no...
All must be flat.
And there's no, like, add in R then take it away later, because in this instance it makes it really simple. So add in...
Good evening and welcome to our very special show. By a strange coincidence at one time in my life, they were the stars of stage, screen, radio, and TV. After 40 years...
Climbing up on Flat Earth Hill, I can see lies in the night. Hoaxes always have a drill. Crisis actors faking fright. They are something to observe. Watch them close and hear their voice. They are lying every word. Have a listen, make your choice. You should not believe the information. You just have to trust your intuition. Your heart's going boom, boom, boom. Friend, I said, news is fake, you can't believe the hoax. Yeah, it's a hoax. Lift the blindness from our minds. Friends, they think we all went nuts. Watching for Masonic signs. They can talk with their mouths shut. Kept us in our day-to-day. Swept up lives all in a rut. Knowing what your symbols say. Your connection we will cut. We were all part of your scenery. We walked right out of your machinery. Our hearts going boom, 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 boom. Hey! Hey, I say, Earth is flat, the Masons hit the dome. They hit the dome. When the demons throw the net, I'm right where I wanna be. And when the lies are evident, I will know my mind is free. Watch the empty silhouettes, the sheeple's eyes can hardly see. No one taught them discernment, I will turn another key. Today I don't need their harassment, I'll tell them what the smile on my face meant. My heart's going boom, boom, boom. Hey, I said, you can keep your glow, flat earth will take me home. Hey, back home.
Houston, station's ready for the event.
And so what I'd recommend is just start thinking about it and then realize that the decisions
Most fucking Americans don't really like flat earthers. They like planets and spaceships and stuff like gravity do. Most fucking Americans believe they're NASA and they're JAXA and ESA and some dude named Musk. Most fucking Americans don't like to worry about the spinning because they say does it so slow. Most fucking Americans have an education and think the globe's real because they took science and got a B. Most fucking Americans love their sticks and their shadows and their well holes and their gyros. No, no. Most fucking Americans don't like to launch rockets without using fisheye lenses to make the flat earth round, cause don't it make a flat line curve? And that's all I got, man. How do you like it?
Are flat, what we had produced, but we'll produce it again. And I think we'll produce it again very fast. More than 3.3 million tests. Still further are flat. We have completed 44 flights, and there has been incredible to watch. In total, through all channels, 39.4 million, 431 million, N95, 57 million, 100 millions, and 10.2 million at 100.
More, the equation E is equal mc squared, in which energy is third equal to mass multiplied with the square of the velocity of light, showed that very small amount of mass may be converted into a very large amount of energy, and vice versa. The mass and energy were in fact equivalent, according to the formula mentioned above. This was demonstrated by Cochran and Walton in 1932 experimentally.
playing with what?
And that's where you got to text Joe to vote for him. So, yeah. 330 is Freemasonry. Of course, I've mentioned it to 1,000 people, and of course, no one wants to mention it. It's really appreciated.
A few Americans are very, very wealthy, while the vast majority of we the people are having trouble saving any money at all. The solution to that problem is better jobs and more of them. However, in order to secure those jobs, you have to be qualified.
Manipulated society, make it out. The rich is getting richer. How you gonna make it out? The poor is getting worse. How you gonna make it out? The middle never move. How you gonna make it out? It's a manipulated society. Make it out. The rich is getting richer. How you gonna make it out? The poor is getting worse. How you gonna make it out? The middle never move. How you gonna make it out? It's a manipulated society.
A few Americans are very, very wealthy, while the vast majority of we the people are having trouble saving any money at all. The solution to that problem is better jobs and more of them. However, in order to secure those jobs...
For joining us, we're going to try this one with feeling. One more time with feeling.
Shaq, what are you talking about?
The earth is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
listen.
It's not.
There's 3 ways to manipulate the mind. What you read, what you see, and what you hear.
Okay.
Conspiracies. In school, first thing they teach us.
That's worth reporting. That's worth reporting. That's worth reporting.
After he's finished work, Nishida-san goes to the public library. Nishida-san is proud of what he does, despite the lousy